Hi, this is Travis from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this clip on the Political Voices Network.
Waving the Star Trek flag. Yes. Star Trek is back. It is amazing these days. I'm very happy as a
so
Star
great,
Trek
Bob.
fan.
Yeah, that's so great, Bob. Thanks. Okay. I'm being C-wordy. Okay, listen. Hey, how about that Tucker Carlson text? Wow.
Yeah, how about that? Hey,
Yeah, it turns out he's an awful person. Who knew?
Yeah, who knew he was racist?
Oh, yeah, I know. And that's the thing about it. He hasn't said much worse on his television show, which leads me to believe that text message wasn't just him chatting with a Fox producer. I believe that he was working out a script for the next night's A Block.
Boy.
I think he was actually writing something for the show. And because it had that kind of structure, it had that beginning, middle, and end sort of structure. And if you read it in his voice, it really sounds like him. So there's no doubt that it's him. Yeah. It's that kind of whiny, kind of complainy voice, plus the racism and white supremacy. So somehow he can differentiate between how different races of people fight or beat up other people. This is a distinction that Tucker Carlson has noticed. White people fight with honor. Non-white people don't fight with honor.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know. There's just so many layers of awful to that entire thing.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Yeah.
It is. But mark my word, I bet it was something that he was working out for the show. I bet
by the
he
way,
would have talked
Trump,
about that on the show.
Even Trump, as big as his megaphone was, could not have caused January 6th by himself. That's what I said to Glenn Kirschner.
Oh, yeah.
Fox News was a huge bullhorn to repeat those lies that caused January 6th. So I think that shoe has yet to drop, in terms of liability. And by the way, you sort of, give a nod to how we got here and how we could continue here is the media. You said next week on CNN, town halls with Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby. That's a joke, but because they're going to do one with Trump, as if this is a normal presidential election. You were quote tweeting Hugo Lowell, who said, "New Trump will take part in a CNN town hall next Wednesday in New Hampshire." People close to Trump say he's taking part in an understanding that the campaign will get more surrogates on the air. Like, oh my God, here we go, and continuing to normalize this.
Yeah. And that's the key word, Stephanie, is normalize, because I feel as though, to an extent, more Americans need to listen to what Donald Trump is saying. Not believe what Donald Trump is saying, but just to pay attention to his awfulness. I think that's going to sway a lot of swing voters, independent voters, to vote for Joe Biden in 2024, and certainly to oppose Donald Trump at the very least. While that said, I think it's a terrible idea to treat this guy, given his track record, as though he's just another normal kid, like he's Chris Dodd. We're going to treat Donald Trump as though he were Chris Dodd running for president. Sorry,
I mean,
that
if he goes
absurd.
to prison, he will continue to run, and we're going to be in another thing of, yes, this is fine. Sure, this happens all the time. I mean, you quote tweeted Ryan, who said, among likely Republican voters who are backing Trump in the presidential primary, 75% say it's because, quote, he actually won in 2020. And you just said American nervous breakdown. What?
Yeah. This is a gigantic number of people in this country. Upward of 74 million people voted for him in 2020. These are people whose BS detector has blown a gasket and completely malfunctioned. It's an amazing dynamic that we see in this country, where some of the most dastardly people, some of the biggest liars and disinformers in this country are the truth tellers. But the scientists and experts and physicians, and they're all in on this gigantic scam. They're all out there to screw over the red hats, the MAGA movement. It's an amazing upside down dynamic.
Yeah, it's like this E. Jean Carroll trial. You forget until they put all the pictures up. She's one of 26 women. Yep. Those are just the ones that came forward.
Right.
I mean, Noel Castler said to us, that's almost the biggest thing about Trump is what a sexual predator he is and has always been, and everyone knows it that knew him in New York. And it's just, I think, and the fact that they keep saying, oh, these women just want attention. Some of these women that are backing E. Jean Carroll, they're 80. Was just like an 80-year-old woman is going to want to come forward and talk about this? I mean,
anyway. And we take it for granted, I think, because he's done so many things. It's the flood the zone strategy that Steve Bannon likes to talk about, the signal noise nonsense, where because there are so many Trump things, we go, oh yeah, also the rapes. It's like
Yeah.
Marianne and the Rest. It's like
Right.
that part of the Gilligan theme song.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's COVID-19 and all these horrible, incompetent things. Oh yeah, and also the rape. And it shouldn't be that way. That should be the lead.
Yeah.
By the way, the
Yeah.
physical abuse of other people directly by Donald Trump, I think, is right up there with. You know what? Never mind that. Whatever that virus is going around, liberate Michigan, liberate Virginia, liberate Ohio. Just go out and do what you want. It's almost at the same level. And I think we need to treat it that way.
Yeah, I just, that's what somebody was saying. It's all a distraction from the fact that Donald Trump is a traitor and a rapist. It's just, look over here. Oh, look, he's in Scotland. Oh, my God. By the way, did you see him in Scotland? First of all, someone had to put dirt on his shovel. He's too old and feeble to even, he was like, and then he makes some stupid joke about throwing the dirt in journalists' faces. Like everything, every joke he makes is something mean or violent. Right?
Yeah.
He's like, throw it right in their faces. We're going to throw it right in their faces. Like, and everyone's like,
His hands are like those teeny tiny canned hams that used to come with the Hickory Farms gift pack. And if he even looks at a shovel, they just break out in blisters. He doesn't have to even touch the shovel.
But this is part of the upside down world you're talking about. We're talking about that Biden's the one that's not fit, who's out riding his bike and looks great and is hilarious at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, sharp as a tack. And this fat tub of, what do they call him in Scotland? A lot of things I can't say on air. Wank maggot who can't even use a shovel. It's like,
I don't know, some sort of Scottish slang that I'm unfamiliar with.
Yes.
But John Fugelsang said it best. We're talking about a guy who's whatever he is, 78 years old, and he's actually his policies are 92 years old because he's using Hoover economics or something like that. His physical condition, I would say, is 10 years older than Joe Biden's actual chronological age, easily. So this is something that doesn't get discussed often enough. The fact that he presents himself as this strong, powerful alpha, and he's so utterly frail and delicate and hasn't done a second of physical labor in his entire life.
Right.
He does the closest he gets to physical labor is when he mimes lifting a dumbbell, where he's miming like doing a deadlift.
And that seemed to wind him.
Whatever that. And then he farts and drops it. I don't even know what that is. I'm
unfamiliar with the motion of lifting anything.
Right.
Right.
Do we know the context?
Which is why he drinks water like that.
Is that part of a Sir story? I'm not sure what that is. We got to check with Hal Sparks. I think he knows.
By the way, I have not seen actually spelled out something that Sarah Palin said. I think we played this recently, but you retweeted Palin saying, it's very valuable information that Tucker and others have been able to provide us in terms of exposure of who these people are. It's just like all the trans stuff. It's just like that Bud Light stuff that's going on.
What?
And you just said all these years she still can't put words into a sentence structure that means anything.
So true. And the first thing I thought of was all that thuggery stuff going on.
Petty punk-ass.
Punk-ass thuggery stuff that's going on.
Punk-ass little thuggery stuff that's been going on.
All right, boys, calm down. Your balls will descend again. We apologize. We don't. It's not like we play it very often. It's not like that right-wing and bitter clinging. Yeah, she doesn't. I don't know what she's speaking. It's not English. I don't know what it is.
Right-wing and bitter clinging proud clingers.
What?
Proud clingers.
Oh, that's in the new Star Trek, isn't it? The proud clingers.
The Proud Clingers. That's like a group of MASH fanboys that get together and cosplay as Klinger at all of the MASH conventions. They're Proud Clingers. My God.
Guys and gals.
Okay, I just grew balls so that they could ascend. Shunk.
Okay.
Shunk.
She's searching for language. You know who she needs to fire? Whoever keeps telling her behind the scenes, oh, you're doing great. You can totally improv your way through this Fox News hit.
Yeah.
Just be yourself and use your own words, Sarah.
Just be folksy and stuff,
You're so clever with your word usages. Keep going. And she does it. And of course, it embarrasses her. She just doesn't know it. That's the worst part about it. That's the cringiest flop sweat aspect of this. She just believes, oh, yeah, I nailed it.
Nailed it.
No. way off, way
Bob
far
Cesca.
away from the nail.
You know what is essential, in my opinion? The Bob Cesca Show. Sometimes
thank
featuring
you.
the delightful Jody Hamilton and others. It is. It's my outdoor bike day.
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
the soundtrack of my life. The Bob Cesca Show. Just saying.
Oh, thank you.
All right, love you.
Yeah.
Sexy liberal.
Unfortunately, it is mine too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sexyliberal.com. We love you, Bob Cesca.
Thanks, Bob.
Love you too. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so who's up for a great bottle of wine? Well, according to a recent survey, about 62% of the country is ready to raise a glass. But how do we decide what it is that defines a great wine when all of our palates are so uniquely different? Imagine a fun and interactive process that actually takes your preference into consideration, allowing you to create, design, and even package a wine that's right for you, your event, or clientele. Welcome to Blentique Wine Company, and welcome to your wine. Blentique invites you to participate in a revolutionary new process whereby the everyday consumer can create and design a personalized wine blend from the comfort of home. Whether blending is an individual, date night activity, wedding party, or restaurant tour, our one-of-a-kind system helps put the power of creativity back into the only discerning palate in the room that matters, yours. Welcome to Blentique Wine Company, and welcome to your wine.